Welcome again. This is chapter 3 of the book Temet Nosce. The title of chapter 3 is Eternal States. I am. I know you might have heard, read, or have been told in different cycles and different walks of life that the I am is the name of God in the Christian cycles. And that is true. However, we are discussing it in a very different way here, while also acknowledging that fact and not moving away from it, for lack of a better term. So I am is the totality of your being. It's your full awareness of self, or the admission, therefore, of self. If I say I am, then it means I am whatever is this moment, right now, at this present moment. Then we may debate the manifested reality of that, which is what we are seemingly getting caught up to. So we don't stand in the awareness itself of I am, but we're worried about what comes after that phrase, I am. So I am a person. We're worried about that person, persona. What does that person do? Where do they live? What are they doing? How are they poor? Are they rich? We are worried about that and not the awareness itself. The power of that awareness of I am. And obviously this became a repeated motif in the Hollywood movies with the Marvel Comics universe, of the portrayal of the Avengers and the fight between the Avengers and Thanos. And Thanos kept on repeating that he is. And also it is said by Tony Stark after he cleverly steals the hand with the infinite stones from Thanos and snaps his finger. He says, I am as well. So it's not in the movies it's depicted as sort of like a fight of what different conflicting parties, of what they can do with that awareness, proving to each other that when they do have this awareness and power, or evidence by power, that they can decide with a snap of a finger how the universe goes, who lives and who dies. And so in this chapter we're discussing how this awareness can help with the progression of the unlearning of programs and also the reconstitution of new programs and the mind itself, so that you may deal with these fears and these limiting beliefs and illusions of separation from the I am, the awareness of being, the all, what we say is God, or what we call God, whether or not our saying of it, admitting of it is limited or not by our experience, beliefs, and what we've been conditioned also to believe what God is, whether that is or not. The mere admittance that we understand that I am awareness, then that gives us a chance on dealing with what we can become, the true, in the essence of the word, the true repentance. Because the word repentance, in its true essence of the word, it means the changing of the mind. And so once we change the mind and be born again within the self through the fire, then we have a chance of becoming better and behaving and projecting a newer version of self that is not limited by society, culture, and other things. And so you might have also noticed that the New Age movement, the chakras, meditation movements, and all those things, they have already did work and have already, with the chakra systems, placed phrases on them that the root chakra is the I am chakra, all the way to the crown chakra, which is I know. These phrases in this depicted chakra system, let's say by the New Age movement, is not all incorrect. However, the root chakra and the crown chakra, in the ascension of your consciousness, says that once you know, then maybe you can become, or you can ascend to other chakras above the human body. The I am phrase is what in the Gnostic tradition, in the Gnostic text, is at the top, is at the crown chakra. Because the Gnostics believe that planet Saturn, Satan, whatever you want to call it, is at the highest level of awareness, or the gatekeeper before you truly ascend. You have to deal with that energy. And so in the Gnostic text, the crown chakra is I am, because that's the highest awareness there is. When I say I know, I'm still limited. Knowledge is limited. There's a quote by Albert Einstein which speaks about this, that knowledge is limited, is limiting. While on the other hand, imagination encircles the world. Therefore, all that I can say I know, or anyone can say they know, is limited based on time, their experience, what they can make sense of, and in actual sense and in truth, once you say you know something, or you know, you're also admitting that you also know that you don't know. Because knowing is also an awareness of you being aware of how much you don't know. Therefore, I know in the crown chakra cannot be the highest awareness. The highest awareness is I am. That's the only point I wanted to point out about the New Age movement. And I don't mean no offense to anyone who believes in that stuff or follows it or uses it in as a daily practice in their lives. No offense. This is just me. You can do what you want and what you will about it. So this chapter is now bringing us back to the highest awareness within self, that it is not me, the ego, but it is the I am itself that is having this experience from this vantage point. And you are also having that experience as well. Or should I say, it's also having an experience through you, from your perspective, and someone else, and all of us. But that's very difficult for us to come to understand, to know, to even admit, or to say, okay, we will see things differently now, or we are opening our minds and not going to be rigid or fixed in our belief systems. We're gonna listen to this different approach or different whatever. It's difficult for us because already in the material sense of things, through education, sciences and whatever, what we can prove through our five sensory perception has already duped us into only looking at physicality of things as physical, even though we know through science, again, quantum physics, that nothing is actually physical. The atom itself is 99.999% empty space. It's energy. So what we deem as physical is just energy in high frequencies. Electrons smashing each other or whatsoever, dancing or whatever. So we can't come to admit that as truth or as something new that we need to incorporate into our everyday lives, because it challenges the very essence of belief in what this all is, or the I am itself, because the I am, we have externalized it as something out there, and we are separate from it because of disgrace, because we did something wrong, and again we were told we did something wrong, and therefore cast out of whatever that is deemed imperfect. So it's difficult then to say I am without saying I'm rich, I am this, I'm a politician, scientist, I'm a doctor, because doctor and scientist and politician is more important than I am to you, with how we've been socialized. I hope I'm making sense, because if you are within the awareness of I am, you realize you are not limited to being a doctor, a politician, or you can be whatever. because you are everything. You are it. You are it. In the Hindu traditional sense, Buddhist traditional sense, you are it. And our insistence of playing the game, pretending, acting with our personas that we are not it. In fact, we're so filthy to be even in the presence of it, or be imbued by its energy and its pureness and awareness. Granted, we need to do a lot of work so that we move away from negativity and the grip of the ego, the lower self. We need to do that work, but we don't do the work by deletion, neglecting, and denying. We do the work by accepting, acknowledging, admitting, forgiving of self. Then the transition the ascension to our true selves becomes a bit easier, for lack of a better term, process when we are now ascending to our highest states of consciousness through different frequencies and knowledge and everything. I hope this also makes sense, because I tried to make it less scary and less political, if you may, and controversial, even though I understand the book itself to some people is very controversial. It's something that, you know, they don't want to be bothered with, you know. So it's like, what is this guy talking about? What is he saying? Who gave him the right to say what he's saying? You know, so all of that is still, you know, case in point for me, or what I'm actually saying. It's proving what I'm saying, that, you know, the belief system that we hold so dear are running amok, and they are making us do things and hold on to past traumas and hurts for as long as there's someone out there who is either talking, behaving in a way that triggers those traumas in us, and or reminds us that there's work that we need to do with ourselves. And then we quickly demonize that individual, so that the seemingly projection from them does not have to be felt as if it was an attack on you, when it wasn't. You just feel like that within yourself. The guilt is within yourself. No one can see it, except when now you make it about that person. Then now everyone can see that something is wrong with you, not that person you don't know personally, but have an interest on destroying, have an interest on making people not like them, have an interest on denouncing, smearing. So all of that now just speaks of how you are behaving in your lower self, behaving in that hateful, jealousy, envy, you know, narcissistic, all of that mental loop, which again, I say, the ego is running that. That's its game. And this voice in your head keep telling you, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do to that person, or this person does not respect you, go after them, do this, just because they are saying something that is in contradiction to what you believe is the truth. Then we are in trouble. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next chapter, chapter 4.